是仙乐肩上大清净佛。南无摩尼窗灯光佛，南无慧具照佛，南无海德光明佛，南无金刚老强菩萨金光佛，南无大强清净幽梦佛，南无大悲光佛，南无自利王佛。
Today, I would like to give a talk, and the talk is New Year, New Hope. Then, how do we, as Buddhists, live well in this year and making a miracle in our lives? Now, it's a very, very interesting topic. New Year, New Hope. So every new year, we want to renew our hope. So we become more hopeful, not hopeless. Now, as a Buddhist, is a challenge. How are we going to be hopeful? It requires us to wait until the new year, but from moment to moment. And that we need to practice mindfulness from moment to moment. Every moment of mindfulness practice is a moment of new hope. Every moment, every single breath should be a breath that brings in new hope. Because this is a breath that keeps us alive. So whenever you breathe, with mindfulness of breathing, not just breathing, but mindfulness of breathing in, then you bring hope for new life, for health, for happiness. Each breath is an invitation for us to have hope so that we can practice the Dhamma. So we need now to understand what can we do with this time. I told you it's this moment to moment, but this is now a culmination of those moments where now we have a happy new year, which is recognized everywhere. So now is a new way how we can collectively really wish for ourselves what we can do together as humanity, as Chinese community, as Dhamma brothers and sisters. So I have a few things that I want to share with you in order to live well in this year as Buddhist. The first thing is to ask, how well have I lived in the past year? That review is very important because it gives us some idea what we can do for this year. So we go into the past, we take a short excursion into the past and say, how well did I live? That requires some kind of humility and humbleness to really evaluate, what did I do in the past year? Did I practice faith and confidence in the Buddhist teaching? Did I learn Dhamma through listening to my masters who give wise guidance? Did I practice generosity, loving kindness, compassion? Did I practice gratitude for what I've done? So for me, once I see what I've been practicing last year, I work from there. So then I focus on the positive things I've done. If I missed out something last year, this time not to focus on it. This time is to focus on doing those things that you didn't do, that you left out. Let's say if this year was very generous, but I skipped out to be ethical, or having faith, or having learning, or giving or something. So this year I say, okay, now this is what I missed. Let me practice it. So how to do it then? To make this happen for you so that every moment of your life is a miracle. First, you have to be mindful, to be aware every moment, not to be forgetful. So practice mindfulness. Then another way, the second way, is to be grateful. Be grateful to being alive. You have to be grateful to yourself for being alive and healthy, and that you have a precious life. that you are handling this life, you are given this life, and this is the life that you have to use it to practice the Dhamma. Don't neglect it, because in Buddhism, if this life goes, it's very difficult to come back as a human. So you have to be grateful, because if you're not grateful, you're not going to have miracles. Miracles, they're not going to come just from clouds and fall on you. In Buddhism, miracle means the miracle of education is more important. The miracle of education. And education comes from the word edu, is to bring forth. So what are the qualities as a Buddhist? What qualities, human qualities, can you bring forth? One of them is to be grateful for your life, to be grateful to your parents, to be grateful to your friends, to be grateful to your teachers, to be grateful to all beings, because without those beings you cannot live. So you have to be grateful if you want to live well this year. And also, if you want to have miracles happen, and we're talking about a miracle of education, that means you're bringing forth good qualities in yourself and bring it on a table in your life, then you have to be grateful. You have to be grateful of all things you've done. If you have donated something for the cause of Dhamma, then be grateful. Review it, not just forget about it. Be mindful of it, and then remember, oh, this year, last year, I donated something to the temple, to this person, for a good cause in life. This year, I want to increase that quality of being generous. All right. So now you go like that, and then you are grateful to environment. You know, trees are big lungs there. Big lungs for us, external lungs. If there are no trees, we cannot breathe. So be grateful to nature, that because we give the trees carbon dioxide and they give us oxygen. So grateful cuts across the board through the people, or other things in life. Like I'll give you an example. First, being grateful about yourself, that you're alive and health and you have a precious life. Then you're grateful to your parents that they gave birth to you, and then you because of them you are here. Then you need to repay them by being grateful to them and do their filial piety and all this kind of thing which you're familiar with, and then be grateful to your teachers who taught you something, because that's the way you can be. Because the teachers transform us, and the first teachers were parents anyway. You know, they make us learn the language. You know, without our parents, we cannot learn the language. So then other teachers, then friends, then all beings, and then you add environment. That means the nature, the trees, and all that. So you can do that in the beginning, in the morning, if you want to bring miracle in your life. Before you wake up, before you do anything, as soon as you open your eyes like this, practice being grateful to those things I've told you. Yes, that's how. If you didn't do it last year, this time when you do it, you're going to start to live tenaciously alive, because you set up the stage for the day. But then you go through the day and knowing that, oh, because it's still fresh in your mind, you say, wow, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to my parents and all. So in life, as you go through life, when you have some worries and all these things, it's those small worries, you say, wow, I have a big picture in my life. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm awake. And I'm healthy and grateful to parents. And then you actually renew your commitment that I'm not going to waste my time thinking about greed, hatred, delusion, confusion, fear, and all these things. I'm going to live my life by practicing the opposite. I'm going to live my life by practicing faith, generosity, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, and courage, right? So when you do that, then every moment, every time you awake full life, you are going to remember, why are you here? To do something. You are not just here to pass time, but you are here to practice in order to awaken. So you continue on in the morning. You say, I'm going to practice this teaching of the Buddha in order to achieve final awakening for the benefit of all beings, including myself. All right. So this one, actually, I got to learn this one through different teachers that they really taught me how to make those aspirations every morning. Not just one day and forget about this. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, you actually renew your life, your commitment to this moment, to this life. That's what you should do. Now, more things that really can make this life or this new year really live well for this new year, and also make this life become a miracle, is to practice generosity. The more you practice generosity, you get abundance. All right. So in other words, generosity has the boomerang effect. You give, you get. It's very simple law, cause and effect. So when you give, if let's say you give rice, 10 bags of rice, you may not get 10 bags of rice, but you are going to get even more, which is happiness, prosperity, abundance, because you are renouncing an attachment to the things. So they bring happiness. But for most part, I found out actually when I give things, I get something physically, leave alone spiritually. But for me, I publish books. Even my book was published into Chinese, Planting Dharma Seeds in Africa. I'm going to send it to you. When I published, it was translated in Mandarin for free of distribution. Now, when I go to other countries where they used to sell books and get money, I said, no, my book is not for sale. They said, oh, what about covering your publishing cost? It was published in Malaysia. And they said, no, it's for free distribution. So then I gave so many books. My book, Planting Dharma Seeds in Africa, for free. But it's amazing. Wherever I go, where there's an author, it's amazing how the authors give me the book. So I think this is love karma. You give, you get. So if you want miracle in this life, for me, practicing generosity is very, very, very important. You are generous in these areas. You need to be generous in these areas. I'm going to talk about. One is be generous of the space. When you have the space, generous. Let other people use it. When you're walking, other people need the space. Just stand like this so that you allow some people to go. I see most people competing with the space. I don't know about Indonesia, but in Uganda, people compete with space. As they're driving, and you go, and they just want also to go. They don't want to give you anything, space. But they didn't buy the space. It's all us to share the space, you know. And I say, I wish they stay only just a few seconds and allow the person to go. You give them space. And then you feel that you have done something. You didn't buy it. You give, but it gives you happiness that you have allowed people to go ahead instead of competing with them, and then you crash. You know, for me, I see many accidents in Uganda because people don't give space. Instead of even just give, yield. In traffic language, it's called yield. Yield. Okay? Give way. In other words, give way. So people, they don't give space. So I feel that for me to make life a miracle, you have to give life. I mean, give space. Then the next thing you want to give, also another thing you can give time. Give yourself time. People don't give themselves enough time. They're always in a hurry. Yeah? Give space, pace yourself. I say give space, but this time pace yourself and find time to do everything. There is always time to do something. Don't be in this, go into this neurotical push, always to do something on autopilot. No, pace yourself and give yourself time. But also give time to others who need it. All right? Give time. Somebody want to talk to you. Come, my sister, I want to talk about that. Oh, no, I have to go to my sister. No, it's okay. I save some 15 minutes and listen to you. So give time. You are going to start to see, wow, the things you are not giving before. There are so many abundant things that you can give. And they're making you happy, you know, and they're free, you know. So give time. Find time for yourself and also find time for others. And now don't be the person who say, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. No, you have a time. Everybody has 24 hours. Yes. Why people go to the moon and others don't go to this and this? So even people go to the moon have 24 hours. And you also have 24 hours to practice the Dhamma. So don't be the one who said, I don't have time. You always find time to do something. If you don't have it, create it. And then give yourself time, give others time. Another thing you can give is respect. You respect yourself, give yourself respect. And then you are going to find miracle in life. Because if you give yourself respect, you give others respect. And once you give others respect, they respect you. So then you can find balance in life, because then people are going to be friendly with you. You're going to live at ease in this life. You can see things come easily because you respect yourself and respect others. Another thing you can do in terms of giving, you can give energy, volunteerism. You go and find, okay, now I have some energy. Let me go somewhere in a temple and do something, so they don't have to pay somebody to do it. Then you can give something, energy, volunteer. This for free of charge. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sweep this place. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to paint this. So that brings happiness. It's actually just you create happiness. You don't have to look for it. You just create it. So then another thing you can also give is attention. Attention and attention. Pay attention to your body and mind processes. Most of the time, why we're not happy in our lives, we do not pay attention to our life, to the things that we need to do, to our friends. So attention, that's what I repeated even 3 times. Attention, attention, and attention. Another fancy way of saying attention is mindfulness. So that's what my first point I told you, to have to be mindful if you want to live a new life, a very happy life, and then live well and also make a miracle in this year. Now, another thing you can give apart from attention, of course, I'm not going to talk so much about attention. You know what I mean. If somebody is talking, listen what they're saying, and then you process it. Not just hearing, just listen. Most of the time people don't pay attention, especially young people, young ones. You have to tell them, do this 1 time, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times in order to make your message go through. Attention is really becoming a rare thing. People are no longer paying attention. Even when you say, please, can I talk to you? They are busy on the phone. As you're talking to them, they are calling somebody. So we are highly distracted society. Really, we are not even giving attention to our friends. Even when we have a Chinese New Year like this, many families come together. You will see people are not attending to eating. Others are giving attention to something different. So we are not united under the theme, and it's very important to be together, because other times we are not together. This is the time families and friends to come together. Families who are living in different places, they come together during Chinese New Year and to celebrate. But then this is the time to pay attention. Why are we here? Why are you celebrating this? And then we get to know that. But for me, I talk about other events. We have events. You see, first 5 minutes, people pay attention. Another time, they are in their work. They are in their business now. So they are not paying attention to what's going on, whether it's a lecture or what. People are really not paying attention these days as it used to be, because too much technology now. There are so many things to derail us from what's the main theme of the event or something. Even when you're talking with somebody might give you about only 10% attention, and 90% is lost in their world. So for you, if you want to live happy and live well, pay attention. There is always time for something. Pay attention to certain things that you need to pay attention. That's what I would say. Now, M would stand for give material things. So I went through the generosity part, and I used the acronym called STREAM. S for space, T for time, R for respect, E for energy, A attention, and M for material things. Find time to give something material. Yeah, so don't give things that you don't want. That's called abandoning. When you give things that you don't want, it's not called giving as a spiritual practice. It's called abandoning. Okay, I don't want this. yeah, this one, I'm no longer using this. Let me take it to the temple. Of course, you can always take it to the temple. You can give it to other people. But really, every time, strive. There'll be certain things that we don't want and we give them. I'm not saying you shouldn't give things that you don't want. You should give them. But for most part, make it as a spiritual practice to give things that the very thing that you want, and then you share them. Because then that you let go the attachment to those things. And that you are bringing a miracle. By giving up things you are attached to and give them away, you are making a miracle. Because that's not what most people do. So, and now this is something that I want to review to you that we have talked about. Then I think the fourth one that you really can do in this new life, try your best to practice wisdom and compassion. Wisdom, bringing wisdom to discern always whenever something happens, whatever there's something that has happened to you, what lesson can you learn? How can I get wiser? Even when there's a difficult thing, issues, bring some dose of wisdom. What have you learned? What lesson have you learned in this situation? So learn from life. Get wisdom, kind of squeeze wisdom in everything. What can I learn from this? How can I get wise? Right? So wisdom, it means also understanding what's skillful and what's unskillful. Because most of the time we're confused. We don't know the difference between what's wholesome and unwholesome. We do the opposite. What is wholesome, we call it unwholesome, and the other way around. But knowing the difference that this is wholesome and this is the root of wholesome. That means, let's say giving is wholesome. What's the root of giving? Being that you can do like this kind of. So now you can say the root of giving is non-greed, non-hatred, non-confusion, because we have courage to give with generosity, loving kindness, compassion, and wisdom. So you should know what's wholesome and then what's unwholesome and the difference between the two and the root, because this is where wisdom arises from. Wisdom arises from that discernment. Not so many people can discern. They get confused between what's skillful and unskillful. What can I do? What I'm doing, is it skillful? Is it wholesome for myself, others, and both? Then you ask yourself. When you find out, then you'll be wiser, because you know that whatever you're doing is good and not leading to suffering of oneself, others, and both. So you cultivate wisdom through seeing things rising and passing away. You cultivate wisdom through reading. You cultivate wisdom through meditation. That's when actually you start practicing, and then you realize it also. Then I would say compassion. That's the last thing I'm going to talk about in this short talk, is that if you want to bring miracle in your life, have compassion. First, self-compassion. Because most people are going to say, okay, having compassion, well, no, also have compassion for yourself, because that's where it starts, right? Right. So have compassion if you're suffering and all this. Wish yourself to be free from suffering and do things that lead you not to suffer. Like for instance, when you're generous, that means you're letting go of greed so that you don't suffer because of attachment. So do things that cultivate self-compassion. Then do things that talks about the compassion for the rest of beings, right? Because that's where real compassion is, not self-compassion. It is compassion for yourself and compassion for all beings, and including yourself this time, right? So now that means compassion for yourself, compassion for others, and compassion for both. That's very, very important, because I don't want to let you know, practice compassion and don't include yourself. No. And also, I cannot say practice compassion and self-compassion and don't include others. No. So cultivate compassion for yourself, for all beings, and the combination of yourself and all beings. That's what I call real compassion, because when I say all beings, also it's included. But in terms of practice, we need to break it down. Right? We need to break it down. Compassion for myself, compassion for all beings, and compassion for both. So that combination will take care of that all those things. So when you practice compassion, the more you practice more compassion, the more you feel like life is a miracle. For me, as at Uganda Buddhist Center, I know I give clean water to our community, where we do things that help other people. But wherever I go, as I pass through the village and I see people carrying water from our wells, I feel like that moment is like a miracle. It's like a miracle because I know I'm alleviating suffering for others. So in summary, I talked about 4 things that can lead you to really live well in this new year, and also bring a miracle to our life. The first one I said, mindfulness. Whenever you practice mindfulness, life becomes a miracle from moment to moment. I talked about practicing gratitude. Gratitude for the good things you've done in the past, present. Right? That thing, that practice of gratitude should be done in the morning as soon as you wake up. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be healthy. I'm going to practice this Dhamma, and then until I reach enlightenment for the benefit of all beings, including myself. I talked about how to practice generosity. Generosity, I broke it down so that you can remember it. The word is stream. Stream, S stands for being generous of space, being generous of time, being generous of respect, being generous of energy, attention, and material things. And finally, bring in some dose of wisdom and compassion in your life, whereby with wisdom, you can discern what's wholesome and what's unwholesome. What should you do with your life? I'm going to increase more wholesome and less and lessen unwholesome deeds. Let me make that commitment this year to lessen or eliminate unwholesome and increase wholesome things. And then compassion, do yourself a favor by being compassionate to yourself first. Not in that order, you can start anywhere, doesn't matter, because when you're fully compassionate with yourself, you're compassionate with others. If you're fully compassionate with others, you're compassionate to yourself. So practice compassion. The Pali word is called Karuna. Karuna is not, though they translate it as compassion, but actually it's even more. Karuna, it really actually deeper than even the word compassion. The Pali word Karuna. Karuna is a basis and support for generosity. Compassion is the basis and support for the practice of concentration, because we cultivate, may all beings be well up and peaceful, may they be free from suffering and causes. When we do that, we mind can even gain concentration, because the opposite of compassion is cruelty, is always removed whenever we have a mind state which is having compassion. So compassion, or the word karuna, I'm using the word karuna, is a basis and support for the practice of wisdom, because the more you practice compassion, the more you become wiser, because a wise person is the one who can help others, eliminate suffering from others. Because if somebody is increase suffering for others, we can't say is very wise. So that means the more you practice this, the more you feel that life is a miracle. And I told you that in Buddhism, there are many other miracles the Buddha performed, but he praised the miracle of education. Please educate yourself. When you educate yourself, you're going to have more faith, you're going to have more wisdom and compassion, you're going to have, you're going to be grateful for life, and you're going to be generous, and you're going to live well in this very life and attain awakening for the benefit of all beings, including yourself. For that matter, I'd like to offer this for your reflection on this Happy New Year. Again, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. I wish you a happy Chinese New Year. Thank you.
เ 十方尽 息空间，
一切诸法，南无皈依四方尽息
空间，
一切现生者，南无如来应供正
面
真明心中，三世世间界无上师，调御丈夫
点人世，
佛世尊，南无不光佛，南无不明佛，南无不净佛，南无多摩罗巴赞丹相佛，南无赞叹光佛，南无摩尼庄佛，南无欢喜藏摩尼宝积佛，南无一切世间乐见上大清净佛，南无摩尼庄灯光佛，南无慧寂照佛，
南无海德光明佛，
南无金刚老强菩萨金光佛，南无大将精进有门佛，南无大悲光佛，南无智力王佛，南无智障佛，南无禅谈苦庄严生佛，南无显三受佛，南无三依佛，南无光庄严王佛，南无净华光佛，南无宝盖照空自在力王佛，南无虚空宝华光佛，南无琉璃庄严王佛，南无不现色身光佛，南无不动智光佛，南无降伏众魔王佛，南无财光明佛，南无智慧神佛，南无弥勒显光佛，南无三七夜一妙尊智王佛，南无世金光佛，南无龙尊三尊王佛，南无日夜光佛，南无日夜诸光佛，南无慧创生王佛，南无狮子猴子在力王佛，南无妙音声佛，南无常光庄佛，南无观世灯佛，南无慧威灯王佛，南无法身王佛，南无须弥光佛，南无须曼那华光佛，南无优他波罗花殊胜王佛，南无大慧力王佛，南无
利欢喜光佛，南无无量音声王佛，南无财光佛，南无金海光佛，南无山海为自在通王佛，南无大通光佛，南无一切宝藏满王佛，南无释迦牟尼佛，南无金刚不坏佛，南无宝光佛，南无龙尊王佛，南无清净净佛，南无清净系佛，南无宝佛佛，南无宝月光佛，南无显无余佛，南无宝月佛，南无利垢佛，南无利垢佛，南无永世佛，南无清净佛，南无清净世佛，南无沙溜那佛，南无水天佛，南无见德佛，南无禅谈功德佛，南无无量极光佛，南无光德佛，南无无有德佛，南无那罗延佛，南无功德华佛，南无莲花光有系神通佛，南无财功德佛，南无德念佛，南无三明成功德佛，南无红颜地创伤佛，南无三有不功德佛，南无顿战胜佛，南无三有不佛，南无周匝庄严功德佛，南无宝华有不佛，南无宝莲华山出沙罗树王佛，南无法界藏真阿弥陀佛，如是等一切世界诸佛世尊，常住在世，世诸世尊，当知念我，若我此生，若我前生，从无始生世以来所作种罪，若自作，若教大作，见作随行，若大若深，若是方生物，若自去，若教大去，见其随行，无见罪，若自作，若教大作，见作随行，是不善道，若自作，若教大作，见作随行，所作罪障，或有福障，或不福障，因堕地狱，而归畜生，出于恶趣，遍地下贱，皆灭类痴，如是等诸所作罪障，尽皆忏悔，信诸佛世尊，当真知我，当一念我复以诸佛世尊前，作如是言，若我此生，若我余生，真心不死，佛受金钱， 乃至是一诸生，一断是生或修尽心，所有善根，成就众生，所有善根，修行菩提，所有善根，去无上智，所有善根，一切合集，小集周量，皆悉回向阿耨多罗三藐三菩提。如过去未来，现在诸佛所作回向，我亦如是回向，众罪皆忏悔，诸佛尽随行，皆尽佛功德，愿成无上智，去来现在佛，以众生最深无量功德海，我今归命令所有十方世界中，三世一切人世之，我以清净身语，一切偏离尽无疑，不现恩言为真理，普现一切如来前，一生佛现沙尘身，一遍离沙尘佛，一尘众成熟佛，各诸菩萨众为众，无尽法界真依然，身心诸佛皆充满，各以一切因身海，普出无尽妙言之，今以未来一切界，赞佛甚深功德海，一诸最深妙法满，自热头三界上盖，如是最深庄严境，我以供养诸如来，最深一佛最深香，莫相少相一等诸，一切如妙高级，我悉供养诸如来，我以广大圣界心，深信一切善事佛，我悉以不现恩言力，不变供养诸如来，我悉所造诸恶业，皆有无始贪嗔痴，众生于之所生，一切我今皆忏悔，十方一切诸众生，阿僧有学具无限，一切如来依菩萨，所有功德皆随喜，十方所有是天等，随处成就菩提子，我今一切皆前进，专以无上妙法轮，诸佛若以是涅槃，我悉自成而前进，为愿求出刹尘界，利乐一切诸众生，所有礼忏供养佛，请佛出世转法轮，随喜忏悔诸善根，回向众生其佛道，愿将一之三功德，回向无上正法界，心向佛法及僧伽，阿地龙通三昧因，如是无量功德海，我今切悉请回向，所有众生生口意，见我常放我法等，如是一切诸业障，悉皆消灭尽无疑，念念自咒一法界，广度众生皆不对，乃至虚空世间尽，众生起业烦恼皆，如是十方万无边，愿见回向一如是。
是佛。
Fall.
世家。 啊。 Om 消灾药师普佛拜愿，以此功德回向法界，昼60，夜60，昼夜60，降吉祥，消灾延寿，法喜充满。
南 世间乐见上大清净佛。南无摩尼窗灯光佛，南无慧具照佛，南无海德光明佛，南无金刚老强菩萨金光佛，南无大强清净有梦佛，南无大悲光佛，南无自利王佛，南无自藏佛，南无旃檀苦庄严胜佛，南无显善受佛，南无善意佛，南无光庄严王佛。